Hi, Dr. Anita here and welcome back. In the last few videos, we've really been honing in on our senses and using our senses to get outside of our survival part of our brain back here, which is tending to bombard or shut down, and move into this part of our brain, which is opening up, functioning, adapting, adjusting by reconnecting to our senses. And in fact, in survival mode, what tends to happen is we want to try and disconnect from different parts of our body to one another. So the area of sounds as we're listening is very interesting and powerful because sounds create emotions and memories and connection to one another. And it makes me think about what we do each week in this nation, where we will stand outside our front doors and clap and say thank you to one another for actually doing each person's part in this fight in the crisis. So when I stand outside the front door and take that time to listen, even though I might not be in the right headspace, I notice that as I hear the sounds of people clapping all around and banging their saucepans or even yelling and screaming and saying thank you, that I find myself flipping out of this part of my brain of negativity and into this part of my brain where I'm opening up that connection back to one another in this current moment. In fact, the area of sound can be used day in, day out by something that we have, which is our voice. And our voice is as unique as a fingerprint. In fact, a child in the womb, when it's born, is used to suddenly honing in and tuning in to the mother's voice because it's been hearing the voice of the mother through the whole time it's been developing. So how can we use our voice in our everyday? Well, it starts with simple things like when we're actually reading, we can either read out loud to each other or to ourselves. In fact, we can take time to pray out loud, or even take time to, in talking to one another, it's listening to the sound of someone's voice. It's very powerful and increases the oxytocin hormone that causing that soothing effect and survival instinct. But if you really want to take it to the next level, I would suggest singing. Now, this might feel a bit awkward, but singing is something that increases your immunity, decreases your stress, and actually helps with readjusting our breathing. And if you're willing and daring to do it with one another, it increases even more of that bonding hormone that I've talked about. So you can try it, but also in your families, if you're courageous enough to do it, then you can find a song like maybe Head, Shoulders, Knees and Toes, which also happens to increase that movement and appreciation for different parts of our body. Give it a go. I know it's a bit out there, but I do think that the area of sounds is something very powerful. If we harness, could really help us to function much more in this part of our brain when we do it intentionally each day. So I hope to see you in the next video. In the meantime, stay well and see you soon.